I don't know. Are the Pat Bev Bulls really different? As he would like to point out, we should be like 9-2 or 10-2 instead of having 4 losses since acquiring him.
He's been a vibe since he got here, and there's one thing I'm never going to hate on, and that's confidence. And even if Patrick Beverley isn't like the most talented dude on the court or whatever,
even if he shoots 3-pointers with 2 hands above his head in the clutch,
he makes people believe they can win these ball games. And he's got a winning record since he's been here, man. So I'm all about
and to that point you just touched on, he makes people believe. Zach bringing the ball down for that last possession.
Wow, you went right into that. I was livid.
Actually, I'm talking the possession before where Zach did the good thing.
Oh, okay.
The possession before the near catastrophe.
Right.
You had Pat Bev kind of have a little bit of a word with Zach in the backcourt as he brought the ball up, instilling that confidence before that play. And we had good things happen. The play that I guess we do have to get into now would be the very awkward no call of DeAnthony Melton, like flying halfway across the floor and then getting up off the floor, and Zach not assuming he was going to do that and just stealing the ball. And probably the most clutch moment at that point of the game. There was a lot of clutch moments in a double overtime game, but that moment there felt the worst to me in a game that was already extremely sloppy for both teams.
I want your honest to God opinion on that. When Melton went flying, this is the problem with a big problem with the NBA. You don't know what the fuck's a foul anymore and what's not. And I'm serious. It's almost like you can almost equate it to like some NFL type shit, like what's a flag, what's not a flag, because that was a clear foul to me. He bodied him. He put his body
especially because the Bulls are in the bonus, and not
even just that. They're in the backcourt.
Exactly, and he's not squared up. He's running into Zach like they're running into each other for the sake of an argument. You watch offensive players initiate contact all game,
right?
And you have that moment like. How is that not? There has to be a call there. Defensive, offensive, there's a call to be made. And situationally, there's just no whistle because you're under a minute left and the other team's in the bonus. And it's all the more reason why Zach should have just been taking free throws instead of getting pickpocketed 2 seconds later.
I was pissed when Zach got that ball ripped from him, but when you take a step back and you look at it, like I think he was thrown off because like, oh shit, like are they gonna call this like, is it like a waiting to see if it goes in type deal? You know what I'm saying? Like, are they
not supposed to shoot this?
Yeah, okay, to let this flag fly or what? Like I thought that was. It just shows you the problem with NBA officiating, and that's why you've seen a lot more call outs of it this year from players and coaches.
In the same tone for Joel Embiid to foul out with the 6th foul on that foul on Zach.
Yeah,
I didn't think there was something.
There was something there. But I don't think it was enough to warrant it. I agree with you.
In that moment, I don't think that warranted taking Joel Embiid out of that game. If you're going to make situational calls, I don't know how you foul Joel Embiid out there. Granted, it worked to our benefit. I'm happy about it. We need these wins, unless you want to still be in the lottery, which we do. But I just don't. The discrepancies in the calls really has to be cleaned up, and I don't know what the NBA can do to do it because you've already had LeBron James call out the officials, and there's nobody's word that carries more weight in the league.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Even at this stage of his career. So if him calling out officiating to the point that he has this season didn't change anything, I don't know if there's really any hope for it. And unlike baseball, it's not as simple as going robot umpire.
Oh, I think that kind of goes hand in hand when you leave a season, right? When you leave the season behind, they're going to go into the offseason. I think they're going to really evaluate a lot of things. If you look across the NBA, you've had Jaylen Brown. I mean, we're just going to note out some notable players. You've had Jaylen Brown this year. You've had LeBron James this year. You've had Anthony Davis this year. You've had Fred VanVleet this year. You've had Chris Paul this year. You've had a lot of players that carry weight within their names outside of LeBron James complain about officiating and not care about the fines that are coming through. I mean, at this point in time, I think there's smoke there's fire where there's smoke here. Like you're seeing this. Like
I think there has to be some kind of rule put in place for consequences.
There has to be. They have to be held
or games lost for officials the same way that it is held to players.
100%. Like there has to be. Like I'm not saying suspend an official. I mean, if that's what it comes down to, if you fuck up enough times and you're getting caught in these last 2-minute reports screwing up, then maybe you should be suspended or something like that, or a game. I don't know how they do that logistically. I don't know how it looks.
Dock
But
your
there
pay
needs to
for a
be
game or
something
two or
there.
something.
Because
Because obviously, if you're taking their full paycheck and expecting them to still ref, it's like, why am I going to show up?
Well, right, 100%. Yeah, you can't do that. But I mean, and I know Zach brings this upon himself a lot of the time, so like it's hard to use this as a concrete example because he's typically looking for calls. You and I could both admit that he's typically looking for calls anytime he's touched. But tonight, it literally threw him off so much. he turned the ball over like that because he was like, "What is that? A foul or not?" So
there's an awkward silence in a stadium of 20,000 people in a double overtime in one of the most crucial moments of the game. The whole broadcast went silent. Everybody's going, "No stop and play. Okay, I guess we'll continue." And then Zach gets stripped, and obviously, without Embiid, Billy made a lot of good calls in these extra periods.